Hotep, Alafia, Kamusta. Welcome to the MindofRo page. I am Fajun Junde Oguna Salamio. Today I'm going to make a video on gossiping. The last video I made was on what's it like to be initiated into Ogun. I do practice African traditional religions, and I was initiated into Ogun recently, who is an Orisha. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at MindofRo. I also have a TikTok, an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook at MindofRo. And I also have a Snapchat at LittleRoro253. So today I'm going to make a video on gossiping, because that's all the internet really does these days, is just gossip about other people. So if you're not sure what gossiping is basically speaking rumors or repeating stories about someone's personal life. Please don't confuse concern with gossip. There's a difference about you talking about somebody because you're concerned and you want the best for them, versus just talking about somebody because you just want to talk crap about them and spread a bunch of negative information about them. So please know the difference between honest concern and blatant gossip. So here are 5 ways to deal with gossipers. If you're in life and dealing with gossipers, sometimes it can be really hard to deal with. I've dealt with them. Everyone's dealt with them. So if you're not sure how to deal with them, here are 5 ways to deal with gossipers. Number 1 is don't participate. Change the subject or correct the behavior. You could basically say, hey, I don't like to participate in gossip. Change the subject, talk about something else that has anything to do with other than whatever it is you're talking about, which is an obvious step to take. Number 2 is confronting them. I know this is a hard one to do if you like to avoid confrontation, but sometimes sometimes it's needed. Sometimes you just have to confront them, as in ask them where they got the information from. Stop allowing, if you don't agree with it and they keep trying to grab you and pull you into the gossip, it's good to ask them where they got the information from. Hold them accountable for their gossiping ways. Let them know the damage that they're doing with their gossiping. Maybe they disassociate themselves with a lot of other gossipers and they don't realize their behavior is not okay. And sometimes it just might take you to shed that light onto them. Number 3 is teach them empathy. A lot of times people who like to gossip a lot is because they lack empathy. So what you can do is, let's say they're gossiping about you, to simply say, well, I was going through something, or this is what really happened, and then just really open up to them and let them know. I mean, you don't have to give them all your information, but if they're really gossiping about you, it's good to just really humble yourself and open yourself up and say, hey, this is what I was going through. And if they have some kind of heart within them, a lot of times they'll be like, oh crap, I feel really bad. I shouldn't have been saying that stuff. And that's sometimes they need to feel bad. Maybe it'll help them correct their behavior the next time they want to gossip about somebody. Number 4 is ignore it. I know sometimes it can be hard, but sometimes if you just aren't participating in it at all, don't give it any attention. Sometimes a lot of gossipers tend to get bored. Some gossipers just like the attention and they want you to respond and they want you to react and they want you to get angry and they feed off that energy, which is basically energy vampirism. So if you feel like you're dealing with a gossiper who is an energy vampire, then ignoring it and just not giving it attention at all is a really good way. Number 5 is escalate it even more. I'm sure a lot of you are really surprised I even said that. Escalate a little more. What I mean is take their power away, because sometimes a lot of people who like to gossip, they feel like they're very empowered by being there. They're being the angry one and they're being the enforcer and all, and they're powerful. So sometimes if you escalate it more than they are and you show your emotions more than they do, they tend to back off a little bit. Tell them how angry you are. Tell them how upset you are. Tell them how sad you are and frustrated you are with their behavior. Tell them how inappropriate their behavior is. Really tell them. Let them have it. Shame them for it. Say, this is inappropriate. This is immaturity. Stop. Sometimes you got to just escalate it more and show them how furious and angry you are. You have a right to be frustrated. Nobody has a right to be sharing all your information and going online and talking and calling other people and talking about your information. You have a right to be upset. Therefore, sometimes it's okay to escalate it and let the person know and show them how upset you are. Maybe it'll help them back off a little bit. Some more information I have for you today is 5 signs you might be a gossiper. Sometimes we're gossipy people and we don't even realize we're gossipy people. So here are 5 signs you just might be the gossiper. Number 1 is people you associate with love drama. As in every single time you're on the phone, you're talking about, oh my God, you can't believe what this person did. And oh my God, this person, this mofo, this and this person, da, da, da. If you associate with a lot of people like that, birds of a feather flock together, chances are you're just like them and you like to gossip and talk about a lot of drama like them as well. Number 2 is you feel better about yourself when you're talking about others. The reason why people gossip is because they're trying to get the attention off of their self. So if you feel like you need to constantly get the attention off yourself and off of your own life and off your own doings, it means you're hiding something. You're hiding something that you're ashamed of, something that you're really insecure about. So that's a red flag that you just might be a gossiper if you just feel like you have to constantly talk about other people to get the light and attention off of you and what you're really doing within your life. Number 3 is you notice people just want to stop talking to you. You notice like there are some people you used to talk to on the phone a lot, and then all of a sudden they're not answering your phone calls, or all of a sudden they might answer their phone call and it feels like they're trying to get you off the phone. And the reason why people do that with gossipers is because they don't want to listen to it anymore. Some people just don't want to associate with people who just talk a lot of drama and talk about other people. So what they'll do is most people will just nicely either not answer the phone and ignore you, or they'll just say like, oh, well, I'm busy, or just find some kind of excuse to get off the phone. If you get that a lot, chances are you're probably losing a lot of friends because they don't want to associate with that kind of behavior on the phone. Number 4 is you don't know what to talk about other than other people. You lack conversation, as in as soon as you get on the phone with somebody or as soon as you're hanging out with somebody, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, oh, have you heard about this person and that person? You have no other conversation. That's a red flag that you're a gossiper. And number 5 is people call you for information about other people. That's a major red flag you're a gossiper, because you like to be in other people's information a lot. So if you know other people are calling you to ask you about another person and what another person is doing, and you notice a lot of people do that with you, it's probably because you're known to be the gossiper. So how do you stop gossiping? Obviously, gossiping is not a good character. It's a major character flaw. It's not good for us. It's obviously a use for avoidance within our own life. So, but sometimes it could be habitual. Sometimes we learned it from our family, or maybe we just feel like we have to do it to associate with a certain group of people or something. We just build up a bad habit of it. So maybe you want to stop, and maybe it's so addictive you can't stop. So number 1, how to stop gossiping. Catch yourself as soon as it happens and change the subject. Number 1 thing for any change in our life, if we want to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop having hissy fits all the time, or whatever issues that we tend to have, then the best way to stop doing is basically obvious to stop doing it. I mean, to catch yourself as soon as it happens and habitually catching yourself and then changing the action. As in, as soon as you catch yourself talking about somebody else, or as soon as you catch yourself getting caught up with somebody else who likes to talk about other people, then you got to catch it, and you have to take the accountability to just stop doing it, to just say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, and then talk about something else, or get off the phone, or stop talking to that person. Whatever you have to do to get yourself to stop doing it, whether just take your attention elsewhere, then do what you got to do to change your attention to go to force your attention to go elsewhere. Number two is stop associating with gossipers. I mean, same thing with if you want to stop drinking all the time, stop associating with drinkers. If you want to stop smoking all the time, stop going in behind the back door at work and hanging out with a bunch of smokers, because you're not going to be able to stop if you keep hanging out with a bunch of people who just want to sit around and gossip all the time. So the best thing is to change the people you hang out with. Hang out with people who talk about other things that are better than talking about other people, as in like goals in life, business ideas, vacations, or family, or you know what I mean, hobbies and stuff like that. Hang out with people like that. It's more productive for you. Number 3 is notice what your energy feels like afterwards. After we're talking a whole lot of crap and negative stuff about other people, there's a type of energy that weighs us down. No, it doesn't feel good to us at all. And a lot of times our ego and our pride will tell us, oh, I'm better because I am telling other people how crappy this person is because I'm better than that. That's an illusion that we think it's really making us better when it's really not. Because afterwards our energy is really low and our energy doesn't feel good, and it could go on through the rest of the day feeling low and negative and stuff. It's not good for us. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for your mental, mind, or spiritual health. So just be mindful of the way you honestly really feel and be real with yourself, how you really honestly feel when you're gossiping about other people. It doesn't feel good. Let's be real about it. It doesn't feel good. Number 4 is stop being so judgmental. I mean, nobody's perfect. We found out that there was one perfect man that lived on this earth, and then we found out later that this man didn't even exist. So what does it tell you? There's no such thing as a perfect person. Everybody has their flaws. Everybody has their issues. Everybody has their personal state of consciousness that they're in. And if anybody here is so perfect, we wouldn't be here in the first place. We'll be in an ascended dimension or something like that. So obviously we're here because we have our own faults and we have our own failures and we have our own confusions, and that's why we're here in the first place. And we're all here to learn how to be the best version of ourselves. So before we become that best version of ourselves, it's normal for us to have these flaws. It's okay. And when we lack empathy for ourselves, we tend to lack empathy for other people. So if you catch yourself having no empathy for other people, it's basically because you don't have any empathy for yourself. So let's just give other people a chance and let other people grow at their own level. Nobody's perfect. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And that's okay. So one of the major steps to stop gossiping is realizing how judgmental we're really being when we're gossiping. Number 5 is learn to be the listener instead of the speaker. Gossiping all is about talk. So if you want to learn how to stop gossiping, learn to be the listener. You'll realize how many more people will flock to you and how much more love you'll get when you learn to listen to people instead of talk about them behind their back to other people. You'll realize how much more love and affection and acceptance you get from other people. Because the more you learn to listen to other people, it basically means you're accepting that person. And the more you accept other people, the more other people will accept you. And then the less you're accepting other people, it basically means that you're not accepting yourself. So we just got to be mindful of the way we're reflecting our own illusions onto other people. The way we treat other people and the way we think about other people is usually based off of an insecurity that we have within ourselves. Not every time, but a good majority of the time it is. So we got to be mindful of ourselves and why we're judging and pointing fingers and talking about other people. I mean, you don't want it done to you, then don't do it to other people. So that's all I have for you guys here today. My next video is going to be on breathing exercises. So if you like that kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I have more wisdom and enlightenment to share with you. I hope everyone is having a gossip-free day. Namaste. Ankh Uchasaneb Odabo. Peace.